Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MSNS podcast. Today I am going to be your main host, Alan Tan, and I have my co-host on this side, Ryan Lim.
Hello.
And today we have a very special guest, a very close friend of ours.
What's up,
Introduce yourself.
guys? It's my name's Jordan Lowe. I'm also the social chair for MSNS. Have you guys heard of me? Yeah.
All right.
So how's everyone doing today?
All right.
Okay.
All right.
We're doing good.
Because I know we're on spring break, so a lot of things have been going on before spring break, and it's just like I feel that spring break has been a good little break for us to get away from all the nursing stuff.
Yeah. So just for background, when I asked Alan and Jordan hey, could we do another podcast, one main thing that I really wanted to emphasize is I don't really want to talk about nursing. I love nursing, it's life, but I think we should move on and talk about something else, which could be a little bit more fun too. So I suggested, hey, let's talk about our freshman year experience, because I feel like it was very different from all of our perspectives, and I think it'd be really cool and to share that insight, especially with some of the freshmen now who may not have that same experience.
Yeah, for sure. Because I know that I have some freshmen that are in the nursing program right now, and they're just having a really tough time because they just can't meet no one in school, and it's been really tough on them. And it was hella funny because then I was making a joke oh, you can just bring your not your SFUSD, your freaking USF ID to a place where you can't get a vaccine, right? But he's like, I don't have an ID card. I'm like, oh, that's right. You haven't even been to school yet. I was like, damn, it's really been that long, dude. Wow. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't imagine what they're going through.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys for going through freshman year. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of heart to get through this. Big ups to you.
Yeah, but how was your freshman year Jordan?
Honestly, I was pretty lucky. To find Ryan. At least there was a very close friend. Especially I found him, what was it, before or during the summer between senior year and freshman year in college.
Yeah.
Found him through GroupMe. And then I asked him to be my roomie and stuff, and we talked about our summer classes.
Yeah.
And then throughout freshman year, I think it was really fun. Had our ups and downs, good ups and good downs.
Yeah.
It helped strengthen our relationship. But I think overall, nothing too bad happened. Everything was hella cool. Yeah.
But yeah, just a heads up, honestly, when Jordan and I talk about our freshman year experience, it sounds like a bromance, a full-on bromance, which it probably was.
Yeah, we had the same schedules, the exact same schedule. Wait, do we have it the same for both semester or one?
Not for second semester of freshman year.
Okay.
First semester, in the summer, we actively planned out. I barely knew Jordan. Jordan barely knew me. We could have been psychos, crazy people, and somehow luckily we ended up both being chill. So it was okay, but then but I can't imagine if I didn't like you or you didn't like me. I think it would have been a rough time for us, just seeing each other every second.
Hey, yo, but I honestly think that having good bromance is how you start a really long-term friendship,
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, just having that homie that you can always go back to and just having that homie that you can go to with anything you have, it's always something really nice to have. And it's just they're always in the back of your head, in my opinion. If you're gonna have that type of relationship, like you said, a bromance, they're always gonna be on the back of your head. Whenever you need anything, you can always, oh hey, Jordan, or oh hey Ryan, oh I have this going on. What do you think about this? What are your opinions on this?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that way, it's really easy to communicate with the other party about what's going on in your life, and it's really easy to just not just vent, but just have good communication that way.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm curious for you guys, how was that transition between high school to starting college? Before even talking about the later stages of freshman year, how was that initially, especially for Jordan, just finding out that you're going into the nursing program and you have to find a roommate and then go into, moving thousands of miles away or hundreds of miles away from your family to come up to SF. Like, how was
Mm.
that for you?
Yeah. Definitely, of course it was a change. But like I guess I kind of wanted to get out of the house. I was just like, I need to take a step back and like just have some freedom. Um, and I don't know, I was pretty excited, I guess, make new friends. Oh, like,
Mhm.
I guess I was a little bit nervous because I was a more introverted guy in high school. But like me just taking the first step and like talking to you, Ryan, was like my first step of like getting out there. I would never really do that. It was kind of like the thought of being in college, that helped me realize like, yo, like I need to make connections now. I need to start making friends, stuff like that. Um, and me, like I play games. I'm pretty much like on my computer a lot of the time. So um, I guess I have something to go to, for free time or to relax and stuff. I don't necessarily have to like, I don't know, just get out there or something. I don't have to stress too much about that. Uh, Other than that, the transition, I think it was fine. I mean, our other roommate, that we will not name, uh, made it a little tough, but it was an experience. That's what I've been saying. That it's been an experience, that I don't know, like we can't really get anywhere else.
Oh,
uh,
I'm so sorry if anybody else has ever experienced what we went through.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not sure if Alan knows, but I'm not
I
sure if we
know,
should.
I know. You totally.
I feel like
Okay,
I know,
yeah.
like I know.
okay,
Yeah,
Uh,
like we don't want to get into details, but like let's just say that it got to a point that was so like it was so bad that everybody on our floor knew about our roommates and was complaining about our roommates. And but at the same time, I think living with that person really strengthened the bond between Jordan and I because we had like very, very similar shared struggle within like
yeah,
a 5 foot radius in our room of like everything that was going on.
yeah,
So yeah, like luckily it was only for one semester. After the next semester, we had another roommate that was like super, super dope and he was awesome. But yeah, the first semester was a challenge. Not on, you would imagine it being a challenge like specifically academically or maybe like in your personal life. But for us, like it was like academic, personal, as well as like super, super personal in that shared space. Yeah.
yeah. Like,
I can't relate, dude. Like for me, you
Yeah.
see all that, right? That's just my room, bro. I don't share with no one.
Mhm.
Like it's just my own shit. So if
mhm,
you guys don't know, I'm actually like pretty much born and raised from San Francisco. I graduated from a SF school. Um, so I didn't really have the same college experience with like all the roommates, going back to your dorms and everything like that. I swear, sometimes I still have to look up in the dictionary what a freaking dorm is because I'm just like, I don't know what that is. I've never been to one. Like,
yeah,
swear, the only time I've ever been to a USF dorm was just to see my homie, who lived in what is it?
Hayes,
What's Hayes? Yeah,
let's
because
go.
she only did one semester of living on campus because she's also we graduated from high school together, but she did was able to like have her own dorm experience. So that's the only time I've been into one. Um, yeah, it's just really interesting how that culture is. And I've always thought that would be part of the college experience, but now that I've come to terms with being okay with just being at home and just living my life, outside of school, off campus, it's the same. Like I feel that you guys experience right now. I know that Jordan at least has his own place in SF, right, Jordan?
mm, yeah, mhm,
Yeah, I feel even though that you're away from home, you still have that personal space, at your apartment or at your complex or whatever. Because my space here is actually pretty, I wouldn't say secluded, it's still connected to my parents and everything. Um, but it's just like my own personal space. Like I have my own bathroom, you know. It- just having that aspect is really important also. I think just because that I was able to have my own space for such a long period of time, um, it was okay for me to just stay at home and stay sane.
So do you feel like you didn't miss out on anything during freshman year as a result of not dorming? Do you feel like you had a pretty similar experience compared to maybe like the traditional or even like Jordan and I's perspective of what freshman year was?
Oh no, I missed out for sure. Like I swear I met you guys either the end of my freshman year or like the beginning of sophomore year. That's when I really got connected into like MSNS and like other people in the nursing cohort, because I was just off campus and there's
Mhm.
nothing else I could really do, and it's just like that fallacy, like the slippery slope and everything. Like one thing lets in other, and it just was super negative throughout that whole time. So half of me always thinks like, oh, if I went and lived on campus, or if I had an opportunity to go to school where I had to live on campus, that experience would be a little bit more different. Like one, I would meet more people outside my cohort within my year and everything. Two, I would be more in tune with different people from everywhere else, and it was harder for me to just get to know other people as well as I do now. Um, and it all came with time. I knew in the back of my head it was okay, because as long as I kept this up, as long as I kept putting myself out there and trying to meet other people in classes and everything and really try to communicate that way, like they'll come eventually. Just having good acquaintances, having good friends, they'll come eventually. So I wasn't really worried. Um, but overall, sometimes I do think back on it because it is kind of like a one-time experience, like college wise. But there's just some things that I feel that I would be better off without.
Mhm.
Staying at home, just losing all like the communication with the people around you was probably one of the most negative things. But
Mhm.
the things I can gain from just staying at home with just obviously money,
Yeah.
right? Because that shit's
Yeah.
expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and some of the experiences I really just like the college experience, like all the drinking, no underage drinking, of course, of age, 100%.
Yes.
Um, and just all that shit I didn't get to experience. And honestly, just meeting girls, bro. I'm gonna be honest, man.
Hmm.
Holy,
Of course.
because our circle is so small when you come into school. It's like you're restarting again. At least for me,
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah.
because in college you don't necessarily see the same people every single day and for a long period of time, because in primary school all the way up to high school you would have a lot of these classes with similar people. You would see them every single day. That's how you build that connection, right? But in college, after you're done with class, everyone goes on their own ways, right? For me, I had work to go to. I had to attend to my family business and everything. So overall, it's just really hard for me to really develop that close community, like that close connection with other peers that went to USF at that point.
Yeah, I feel like a big part, like it does go to show you that you will, you, because you're missing out on quote unquote college experience your first year. There are things that you miss, but I think you're living proof that you don't need to dorm freshman year in order to thrive afterwards. But it definitely does help. Like I think dorming just puts you in a place to be available for more opportunities to have a
Hmm.
greater bond. Like with Jordan and I feel like if I commuted, I honestly feel like I wouldn't have really known Jordan at all other than through like MSNS. But because I was dorming with Jordan, and we were always available, I guess within each other's vicinity, we were always able to converse, talk about life, have deeper conversations almost on a daily basis, just because we were like right next to each other. And that's something that I cannot see myself like ever regretting, or see myself like, yeah, because and also, like, I feel like Jordan and I's college experience was super, super different from what you would think a stereotypical college experience was freshman year. Like, I'm sure Jordan can elaborate, but yeah, we did not. I don't know.
Like we didn't like party.
We didn't do any of that.
I mean, when we go out, it's like we're ki- we're kind of accounting like, oh, have we studied, or is there a test? Are we done with everything? Only like Friday or Saturday nights or something.
Mhm.
And we're not doing anything like crazy or like going out super late.
But it was
Like
very
just
fun.
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, just go out to eat and then
It's so
talk.
wholesome.
Just
It's so
I
wholesome.
know.
It's so
Well, what
wholesome.
is this? Like it's some family thing. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was very short and sweet. But um,
Yeah, maybe I should have lived on campus, man. Shit.
yeah, you're
Well,
missing
yeah.
out.
Man, y'all makes me feel bad about my experience, man. Come
No, no, we're
on.
not trying to, but I think it's
No,
yeah.
I'm playing, but
Yeah, like
just having that experience is really nice. I'm glad you guys are able to do that. But don't get me wrong, I do enjoy living at home,
of
and
course.
I think that just goes back to how much I'm connected with my parents and my family.
Hmm.
I'm a very family orientated man. I have a little brother that's 11 years younger than I am. I know he for sure looks up to me, and I want to be that person that is always at home taking care of him and like just giving him pointers whenever. So that's what just like got me through it too. It's just like the family aspect, taking care of others, and just it just all goes back to nursing, bro. That's like a reason why I'm in this because I really do enjoying being around people that I can take care of because it ultimately at the end of the day just makes me feel so accomplished, makes me feel so good inside.
Yeah, and even though there were so many pros, like we can like I'm sure we can go on for like hours about the pros of dorming, but there are also its own like downsides. And I think one of the biggest ones was that even though you were meeting a lot of new people, you were starting to have that disconnect from all the people from high school and even your family essentially, because for the most part, you are away from them. Like I know for me, all of my very close best friends from high school, we all went to different colleges throughout California. Even though I live in Daly City, which is like a 30-minute, 20-minute drive from my parents, like I didn't get to see them all the time either. And I was also in a relationship and it was long distance. So I think as I got more and more into freshman year dorming and like enjoying my life at USF, I realized how disconnected I was becoming from the person that I used to be, for better and for worse. But yeah, like, I don't know, Jordan, did you experience something like that?
For me, I guess less so because me and my friends, we're like, we play games together. So I mean, literally right before this, I played
Yeah.
games with them. Yeah, so I guess that was something in common. And that's one way that we connect. Um, even though we're long distance, like they're in like SD or LA or something like that. Yeah, so gaming does help, did help my friendships, help my relationships and stuff. Um, so I guess I disconnected from a few, but I can say that I've kept like my closest friends, um, pretty much, throughout all of college, and I think I cherish that. Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's one of the biggest things that I admire about Jordan, you guys. Like he was really good at like well from my perspective at least, I felt like Jordan was one of the best people to balance everything out during freshman year. Because me, me being like the anal person that I am, like I was like full into the books studying.
No, yeah, I feel that.
Like, yeah. So like for me, I felt like because I was putting nursing so far ahead of everything else, I like willfully and I guess intentionally neglected everything else so that I could do well in nursing school, which I highly don't recommend. But that's what I did. I felt like that's what I had to do. But because of that, I just started drifting away from everybody else. But then I see my man's Jordan like literally behind me and like,
Playing games.
playing games. Like, no, like don't get me wrong, Jordan works fucking hard, but like Jordan knew how to like balance it out. He knew
Yeah.
like, hey, like during this time I will, play some games with my friends, talk to, your girlfriend at the time.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I commend you for that because I think it got better second semester freshman year, but for first
Definitely.
semester, like I couldn't keep my shit together for the life of me, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's a tough thing, man. It's a life skill that you learn, um, whichever facet of life that you're in right now. You're gonna learn that eventually how to time manage,
Yeah.
how to juggle other things outside of school. Because after you graduate, you don't just juggle, work. You have to juggle family matters. If you have kids, you have to juggle your
Hmm.
kids. And at the end of the day, if you do decide to get married or something, your significant other is going to be part of that equation too. You're going to have to worry about how their family's going on, or what she needs help with, or he needs help with. So it's really it's a good thing that you learned it so early, and I feel like it's something that we all need to learn eventually, in a sense.
Yeah. I think for me though, um, I feel like it was kind of mostly my like personality, and my persona. Um, like my other friend group, they would call me a nonchalant Ray, right? Like our friends would call me like more nonchalant, like chill, laid back or whatever. And of course, like during the semesters, um, there were a lot of moments where I didn't work hard, and of course that costed me, which eventually made me work hard because of what happened. Um, of course, like now is a lot harder. Um, and I can tell like I am like chilling too hard or something. But other than that, I feel like even through high school, I had the same kind of mindset, like chill work, kind of trying to do the same thing, trying to do this like both at the same time. And my parents are like work first, and I'm just like I'm trying to like zone out, and my rebellious self is like, nope, I'm gonna play
I
games all
refuse.
night, and then I'll study, right? Of course that's not good, but uh, I don't know. That's just who I am. And I'm still trying to balance everything. Of course, that's a learning experience. That's a college experience. Um, yeah. Uh,
Do you regret anything from freshman year?
I mean, I don't regret anything from
Or like,
life
like
really.
when you look back, like do you think you would have changed certain things about what you did? That goes for Alan too.
I might need to think.
I can talk about it. I'll let
Go
you
for it.
think
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
while I
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about it. Just going back on just not being able to be part of a larger university community just made me make decisions that I ultimately wasn't that happy with. Um, because all my other friends went to different colleges after high school, besides like the nursing people that you guys might know, like people like Dennis, Elise, Monica, Emily. They're still super close homies, but because we never really had classes together, I never really got to see them that pretty much that whole year. So it's really hard for me to just find the same group of people that I can just hang with and just be open with. So um, I went out of my this is terrible, but I went out of my way. I met a girl, and then we started dating and everything. We dated for a few months, but when I look back at it, I'm just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, this is not it. Like at the time, it was good. It was cool because it kept my mind off of like all like the college things that I might need to go over.
Mm-hmm.
Not just I'm not talking about the academic part, right? But I'm talking about just having someone to be there and talk to. I think that was what I
Yeah.
was missing the most. And that's what got me in that situation in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So I think after we broke up, I was so much better. I became so much more in tune with my emotions, and like I understood like what I really wanted at the end of the day. I think at that point I just needed that person because I was missing out on so much outside of that relationship,
Mm.
if that makes any sense. So learn from me, right? If you don't feel that person at that moment, it's okay. Like I feel that if you communicate those emotions to that person, they'll understand at the end of the day. Don't really rush into anything because you're in need of something. Because at the end of the day, I feel like both people are hurt by it. So I wouldn't recommend it. And eventually, it just came to me that, oh, I can meet people this way. I have all these other homies that I have here that are open to hang with me and just be with me whenever they need to. So yeah, and I got so fat, dude. I gained so much weight during that time. Let me tell you, right? I swear I was almost like 190 at some point in that relationship. That's also a sign that it's not healthy for you, right? It's kind of
Literally.
toxic, isn't it? Straight up, that shit not healthy, man. So I swear, after we went our own separate ways, I was on my shit. I was doing so much better at school. My academics came up. I got back my mojo when I had in high school, because I did come from a high school that was pretty rigorous on the schoolwork. So I got back that mojo. I was on top of my shit. I was working. I was climbing. I was going to the gym and swimming at the same time. So I was working I was working out almost 7 days a week, working 3, 4 days a week also on top of school. So I was on top of my shit, you
Yeah.
know? And I found that out, or I got to that point because I found out that this wasn't right for me. Now is not the time for this. And this person wasn't right for me in the first place. And I fucked up. And now from that experience, I learned from it.
Mhm.
And ultimately, if I think that's like one of the things I regret the most, just being unable to build connections with the homies that way. And I feel that if I were on campus and like in dorms, that would have helped a lot too.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be as, ignorant about this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my spiel pretty much. And I just want to say that there's more to this, more to um everyone's young. We're all super young. You'll
I
find
know.
you'll find the one that will fit you
Mm-hmm.
the best eventually, right? You will never need to rush into anything, but I would not criticize you if you decide to go out and try things out, right? But just don't do like what I did and just put everything into it, ignore other things, and just ultimately fuck yourself over at the end. Because I do with my grades. I feel like if I had that same attitude and had that same drive as I did post breakup, I would have done so much better at school. Like my GPA is not bad at all, by no means at all. It's just that I know I could have done better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like one of the things I regret because I know where my um what do you call that? Your threshold is. Like what I can hit, I was like down here, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, that's just what I have to say about that.
Jordan?
Um, for me, I was thinking about it. Hmm. Uh, I guess be more outgoing. I guess. Thinking about it now, because like now I'm like, trying to find a job and find opportunities, this and that or whatever, right? Um, and in freshman year, I was like, bro, I don't need this till like junior or senior year. I don't need to think about it or anything. But like now I'm hearing like some students had like jobs since they were like freshman or sophomore year, and I don't know, like CNA, for example, or whatever job, right? And I'm like, yo, what? How'd you do that? And they're like, oh, like either connections or they worked for it, right? I'm like, dude, like I need that, like, but it's so hard now because it's like it's still competitive, um, and I don't know, I just missed a lot of opportunities that I should have took. And also like I needed to make more connections, I feel, even though it's good to have a close group of friends. Like one person that I'd use as an example is Michael.
Yeah.
I feel like he was very open. He's like, I don't know, he knows like everyone for some reason. And he still has his close friends, like different close groups. And I'm like, bro, how do you do that? Like he handles everything. Um, I mean, I don't know what's behind the scenes, but like I want to learn like how to be that open and be I don't know, just connect with everyone in
Mhm.
some way. Um, and that way, like I'm pretty sure that would help me in the future. Um, because I feel like right now I'm like kind of like behind, in a way. Like how Alan said, like I feel like I'm down there and like my threshold is like all the way up here and like I'm like tanking. Um, and I don't know. I feel like that's what I would have changed in freshman year to be more outgoing, even though like there is COVID. Um, maybe I don't know. There's like job applications online. There's stuff that USF sends. There's even like scholarship stuff. I mean, my parents always send me those things, but I'm just like kind of lazy. But yeah,
Same.
like yeah.
Me too. Me too. Don't you worry, my guy. Don't
Yeah,
you
you're not
worry at
alone,
all.
bro. You're not alone.
Yeah. There's like the scholarship. And they're like, yo, come on, every I don't know, every dollar is I don't it's something. But yeah, like I should have done those things. Would help me, would help my family. Um, yeah, yeah.
How about you, Ryan? How do you feel about that little trip? that little transition period, what have you learned or what have you experienced from that that you can take away from?
What I can take away from.
Yeah.
I think it for me, freshman year was the first time I ever like lived on my own and had that greater sense of independence. And I think I didn't use it to its full, I don't know if ability is the right word, but just to its fullest. I was usually in the library, usually on my desk in the dorms studying with my head down on the computer. And I feel like I should have done a lot more to get out there, not in the sense of like jobs and stuff. For me, it was more about just getting out and meeting new people and just having more fun. That's the biggest thing that I feel like I would have changed and I've learned throughout college is yes, I'm very grateful that I was able to get the grades that I did, but there was a very huge cost to that mentally, physically, and emotionally. And I think if I had to change something from freshman year, it's that I would have had a lot more fun because I was going too crazy into the books. And yeah, that's why, yeah, and that's why like sophomore year, and sadly it was cut short because of COVID, but I think with the help of Jordan, I was able to kind of get myself out there a little bit more and, enjoy some of the little things in life. Because when I really think about it, like having those, really, really like good grades or getting a job or an internship or whatever, like I feel like for me, that initial shock of like getting accepted is like super awesome, super amazing. But I feel like after a while, like it doesn't, I don't know, I feel like that excitement like subsides a little. But for me, like having those little moments with your friends, just going out to eat, playing sports with them, I think those are the things that like give me true happiness and help me out like in the long term. So because I've grown to understand that as a result of freshman year, I put a lot more emphasis, or I'm trying to put a lot more emphasis in my friendships, into like the little things, hanging out with people, being more social, rather than just like being too focused on like the nursing aspect of my life. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like our administration sometimes just portrays nursing as end all be all. And I feel that that just weighs you down way too much.
Mhm.
It eats away at your soul, honestly.
Yes.
Um, like for this semester for sure. I because I'm always at home and because of pandemic and everything, like the only thing that's in place for me to be super studious is all that school stuff. And I can feel it eating away at me
Yeah.
for sure because it's just so difficult, man. It's really not that easy. And props to you for like going into the book so hard those that first 2 years of nursing school, man, because like people like me, even oh man, even coming from fucking Lowell, man, like you would think I had an easier time to just get acclimated with all like the with all the academic parts of nursing, but not necessarily. It took a little while to for me to get to that point, and I totally feel you on that aspect. And at the end of the day, me personally, like my personality is a lot similar to what Jordan, like how Jordan's experienced his life. I like my video games. I like communicating with my friends online. I love going out to eat. Going out to eat's like one of my favorite things to do because you don't only get to just enjoy the food, but you get to talk to people around you that are important to you, and that's a really important aspect in life too. Um, and for those that haven't didn't join our what was it, our presentation this weekend about
The
resumes and
resume
everything.
workshop.
Yeah. We were talking to a nurse manager and he's like, yeah, we kind of just look at your experiences. We don't really just look at your grades. Like grades are okay, but more than anything, they look at your experience and like what you can bring
Your
onto the team.
personality.
Yeah, they personality is a really big thing for when you're going into nursing because they know that students themselves are not going to know way too much about nursing anyway.
Hmm.
You're not going to be an experienced nurse, so they give you that leeway. But you, of course, you can't have like a 2.0, right? That means you didn't really care about your education, in my opinion. Um, so as long as you keep your grades to adequate level and you're able to experience uh, just normal teenage, early 20s, college, and adult life, I think it's totally fine. I'm getting to that point where I'm okay with it. I'm not saying like I'm going to tank my grades. I'm still going to keep up my grades for sure, but I need to allocate time and effort into being with the
Yourself.
homies, being more into myself, being with my family and everything. Like I think Ryan knows for sure because I always communicate this with him. But my family and I have a family day, which is on a Sunday. That's why a lot of the times I'm not able to show up for MSNS meetings because I'm out with them almost every Sunday. And that's just time for us to just hang out because we're always so busy during the week. We don't have that time to just talk about whatever, chill out with each other and just talk, man, be a family. And I can say the same about with the homies, you know, like during this break, I've seen so many different homies outside of USF, and it's really been helping my mental and everything. Just bring me back to my core values of having good connections with everyone, being able to be happy with everyone and know that they have my back and I have their back.
Yeah, that support system is super important. And I also feel like that's also why Jordan and I work so well, is because we always had each other's back, especially freshman year. And I feel like we complemented each other very well in that even though Jordan worked like super, super hard, he knew like how to be chill. He knew like how to relax. And I felt like I didn't. So him always being like literally right behind me on his computer, like him kind of taking that time to work hard but also relax inspired me to do the same. Like, hey, I can probably take a break, or hey, let's go out Friday night or Saturday night and do something. And I don't know if it was the same way the other way. I think you did mention that, how like, right, I don't know if you want to
Definitely.
elaborate on that.
If it wasn't for you, Ryan, I would still be playing games. I would be like, oh, all right. Well, if it wasn't for you, like I'll be playing games for I don't know how long, and then I'll see Ryan like in the books, right, just like studying and stuff. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, Ryan, like what slide or what PowerPoint you want? He's like, whatever, right? I'm like, we have that many, or like, what the heck? Like, oh shoot, I should start. Yeah, like, he definitely helped me. Actually, I think almost every like class or exam or whatever, like in the back of my head, I'm like, holy shit, like he's working hella hard. Like I need to be like him at the same time, because I'm like, I might be too chill, um, and like I don't know, with that, like he just helped me become more hardworking. Definitely got me to like study more than what I usually do in high school. Yeah, in high school, I don't know. I just treated it as like a joke. I was just like, oh, let's just play games or hang out with friends. I'll do the minimum, you know. And in college, I try to put in, I don't know, an extra effort at least, especially with like Ryan behind me, right? I'm like, yo, I need to prove myself. I need to be the nursing student, you know. I am not gonna like fail or whatever. Um, so yeah, I think he definitely helped me with how I study, how I just work out everything. Of course, there's like some flaws in still like in what I do, but yeah, it's all a learning experience.
Yeah. And like, bless you.
Bless you.
And
You guys
I
didn't
just,
hear that, right? Okay, we're
no,
good. Okay,
no,
good.
but one thing you said that like stood out was like you saying you had to prove yourself, right?
Mhm.
Um, I don't know if it was from just me, but like something I felt strange was like coming into freshman year, I felt like as a male nursing student that I had to prove myself, which is weird because usually it's the other way around, like maybe in society where females feel like they have to prove themselves against the men. But I felt like when it came to nursing school, I felt like the females were already established. Like they were like everyone around me were like top tier, and I felt like I was lower, maybe because I was male. It's not a good out like perspective to have, but I was
No,
18.
I know exactly what you're
You know what I
talking
mean?
about. I
I
know
felt like I had
exactly
to
what
work
you're talking
extra
about.
hard because I felt like I wasn't worthy to be a nurse because maybe I was misinformed about exactly what a nurse was back in the day.
Mm.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I felt like I had to work extra hard, do more than everybody else just to be at their same level because I was at a disadvantage, which I later learned there's no disadvantage, honestly. Like, yeah. Do you guys feel that? Like the
I could say a little bit on that. Coming from super traditional Chinese family, my parents always told me, "Oh, the girls are always better at the books. You know, they're always the better ones at doing education." So sometimes, because I know my own skill set, like for sure, we've gone this far because we have that skill set, and we are super intelligent, and we have the ability to succeed in life because we excel at academics and we excel of in the field of nursing and everything. So I think I already proved myself by just getting into the program, in my opinion. So I didn't really have that idea of just having to prove, like, impress everyone that, oh, I'm a male uh, in a predominantly female profession. So I didn't really have that preconception, but I can totally see where you're coming from with that, because that's just how I was taught, and that's what I've been always told at home. Even though I believe it's not true, right? Everyone has their own skill sets. I believe everyone is intelligent in their own ways, right? It's not just about academics. You are everyone that I know and everyone that listens to this, you are intelligent. Don't tell yourself otherwise, right? You got to this place somehow. You got here some way, right? And it's not an easy road to take, for sure, but you got here for a reason. You deserve to be here for sure.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I had such a bad concept of myself, probably my self-esteem and my worth back then, that it got to that point where I felt like I had to prove to myself because I thought so low of myself. But I think, through that support system that I had with Jordan and a couple of my other friends, I think I definitely developed, not just academically, professionally, but just personally. I think I did start. That was when I started feeling confident in myself freshman year. Before that, I was pretty introverted. I was like, I was okay in high school, but I felt like it was really the start of college when I became more extroverted, more outgoing, and felt like I shouldn't have to be afraid of what I say or who I am to other people, or like prove myself to them, that I could just be me, and that's good enough.
Sufficient enough.
Yeah,
that's sufficient. Like, you're more than sufficient. You're an amazing person, Ryan. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Like,
thanks.
I feel that everyone I encounter, and I've gotten pretty good at just gauging people out, and it's just through experiences and everything. It's really obvious to see who's really in it, just because they want to use you, and who's really there because they want to ultimately support you at the end of the day, no matter what.
Yeah, and look how much we've changed, like since freshman year, or like since like high school or whatever. I feel like, I don't know. I remember because like some of Jordan and I's mutual friends sent us a picture of us like the first day of freshman year moving day, and you see Jordan and I, like, and then, oh my God, it's like crazy because not only have we changed like physically, like how we look, but just like from that picture, it just took me back to like how I used to be, how Jordan used to be, and seeing, oh my God, bro.
Who are these?
Bro, look at like, I feel like look at Jordan. Jordan like glowed up. Like, Jordan was always fine, but like I feel like Jordan looks super
120
young.
pounds.
I know Jordan used to look like a freshman in high
middle
school.
Schooler.
Yeah. And now he's a man, bro. And not only that, Jordan has like
pounds.
I think Jordan's work ethic has progressed immensely throughout the years, and just like him as a person has progressed.
Thank you.
Yes, and yeah.
No,
I always
sure,
speak,
like,
I speak highly of him because of all the shit we went
because
through. Because I know.
Yeah, just having people there to push you for sure helps a lot. Like I said before, I didn't have classes with people I knew my first 2 semesters, so it's really hard to just keep up and be motivated. But because I was able to be in classes again with homies that I knew, like people like Jordan, people like the homies from Lowell and everything, because they were really they were really in tune with all like the academic stuff, and they were always excelling in that part. It just made me want to just catch up. Like, I want to be with them. I know I can do it. I've done it before. Why can't I do it now? Because I didn't have the motivation to. I didn't have no one there to really push me. So it was really important for me to have like the good people around me to enable me to do that. So it just ultimately goes all the way back to just having good people around you and having good connections with them, because ultimately at the end of the day, I 100% believe in this. The people around you are the ones that are going to either bring you up or put you down, and you don't want the people around you to put you down.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're a product of your environment, and I feel like
exactly 100%.
We've been super lucky to be surrounded by these amazing people that have not only contributed to our growth, but also have been there to pick us up from our struggle.
Yeah, man. My freshman experience was so different from you guys, but I'm just so happy that you guys were able to find each other that way and really develop each other, because I've seen how far uh, Jordan has come, and for you too, Ryan. I swear I remember you going super hard at the books, and like just seeing you being able to like let off the gas pedal a little bit just made me like super excited, because it's just a sign of growth. It ultimately makes you a better overall person, everything, and it's just yeah.
Yeah, I feel like going back to Jordan, obviously, because Jordan is the best, but like I just felt like freshman year, like
Nah.
he helped me realize that there's so much more to life than just nursing. I felt like I was putting everything into studying, that it was only when I was hanging out with Jordan and like our other friends that I realized, like, if I take away nursing, what do I have left? I felt like I had nothing left. That's why Jordan fucking knows, like, when we're hanging out and shit, I somehow always talking about nursing school, something about nursing school, because I feel like that's all I've ever had for these past 3 years. But I think because I see that Jordan's very passionate about other things beyond nursing, that I see Alan's passionate in things beyond nursing, it really does inspire me to like pick up my own things and realize that, bro, nursing is fun. And it's not fun, but nursing is like cool and all, but like it ain't the end all be all. Like, we need things outside nursing for us to be an actual full person versus just being like a student in nursing.
Yeah, because there's more to it. There's
Yeah.
more to it. 100%. It's not just about school, my guys. Like, I always live by that. It's not always about school. Like, Ryan knows this for sure. I've for sure told Jordan, if I had the opportunity to just ditch school right now, get my degree and get my license, and tell me to work 40 hours a week, I will 100% do
Yeah.
that shit. Right? I love working. I love being on the floor. I love being able to take care of people. I love just, just going out and doing my own shit. But school is just part of it.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, you still have so many other things in your life that goes on
Mhm.
that you need to be just as good at to be a full person, I believe. Because even though you're good at school, let's be honest, right? Like, no matter how well you do in nursing school, it really, at the end of the day, it really depends on how you interact with your patients and how you ultimately become that nurse like other people look up to.
I agree. Fuck, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm so nostalgic now. Like, just like talking about all the good old days or whatever. It just brings me back to a different time of who I used to be, what I used to like, my mindset back in the day, and just how it has progressed for better and for worse, like throughout the years.
Yeah, but was it during sophomore year? I think it was sophomore one when you kind of went back a little bit and you started going back to like basketball and spike ball or something.
Oh, bro, dude,
Yeah,
that was
was it that semester that was like our favorite or something? Uh,
uh
m- was it sophomore one? It was right before COVID, I think, right?
yeah. Well, for me, it was like the first half of sophomore two was the greatest
Oh,
time
sophomore
of
two,
my life. It
sophomore two.
was the
Yeah, yeah,
greatest
sophomore two.
time. Sophomore one was like pretty shit for me, I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, it was sophomore
But
two. My bad.
yeah, like
Yeah.
sophomore one was easy academically, but in my personal life, I was just having a lot of issues.
Mhm.
But like
Mhm.
once I like figured things out, and I felt like I reconnected with like Jordan and everybody, even though like that's when I started commuting to school and there was like a disconnect. I felt like once we kind of reestablished things sophomore two, that's when like I really got going. I was like, had an amazing schedule for studying, but most importantly, I was having a shit ton of fun. I was having so much fun because Jordan and I would, like, after our fundamentals class on Thursdays, like I would have something to look forward to. We would play spike ball every week. I would go play basketball just by myself, shoot around like probably on a daily basis,
Mhm.
and just have greater connections with people and like volunteer and all this. So it was a great time. I love talking about sophomore too, but then it's also sad because it got cut short. But yeah.
We could have done so much more sophomore too, I'll be honest. Like, I was just getting into the flow of being more a part of MSNS and everything. That's why I got to know my boy Ryan better and everything. And people started joining the rock climbing club, which I was a
Yeah,
very
I feel like
big
I
advocate
met
of.
you then. Like the rock
Yeah,
climbing club was like when we like officially met. I feel like I
yeah,
know
because
Jordan went back a little bit farther in the
yeah,
past.
yeah. I think I met Jordan a lot earlier than that for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, but just like all those activities really made like school for me for sure. Just being able to communicate with people, being there with everyone. Like I'll be honest, when I first initially started climbing, I didn't really meet that many people. I was just doing my own like every single week, just going, just climbing for myself, put my headphones in and everything. And more and more people that I knew started joining. People like you, even Jordan showed up for a few times, and it was super good. I was able to build my pre-existing connections that way through an activity like climbing.
Yeah. And I think that's one thing I also valued. It was that Jordan and I had like a pretty small group of friends. Like even though we had like a lot of acquaintances and stuff, like like you could tell like we had our squad, like we had our clique. I don't like to like say it that way, but like it was literally a clique.
Mhm.
And I think even though like having that very solid squad can be a bad thing in that we may not branch out to other people, I think it was amazing in that we were all so focused on our very few group of like friends or group of members in our friend group that like we really got to know each other like way farther in depth. I didn't feel like I was spreading myself so thin trying to know this person and this person like on a very surface level. I felt like we all were able to have those opportunities to like go in deep into our own personalities, push each other, help us realize things we never saw. And yeah, I think it was really good that we had that small group.
Yeah, but I think at the same time, at least for me, especially the semester or year, I forgot, when we kind of all like separated kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
you started commuting, and then the other friends, they lived together somewhere else, and then I lived like in the dorms.
Yeah.
And then I felt like at this point, not that I need a new group of friends, but I need another support system as well in case you guys aren't there, like there. Um, and that's why I was like, okay, I need to be more open and stuff like that. And I made a couple more friends in the dorms, and then I was like, all right, I need to be more outgoing. So I joined like the esports club, and I started talking with them and connecting because that's what I like to do. That's what I love, games, right? So I started doing that, and like, I mean, I could have joined freshman year. I even went to some of their events without being a member. I was just like, yo, that looks fun, but I was just too shy. Um, and of course, like everyone's shy at a point, but it's like just go at it. Like,
Yeah.
don't be scared. Like, there's really nothing to lose. Um, just get out there and make new friends, and yeah, it's just gonna go up from there. Um, but yeah, I feel like that was like a changing moment for me because I was like, yo, like I want and I can have like different groups of friends in college. Um, so I feel like it's better at like for connection. I feel like this group of friends is for like gaming, for example, and this group is for like academic and like nursing and stuff like that. So it's always good to have different support systems to get your back in different scenarios and stuff. um, which I love about
Yeah.
college. And
And
like
don't
and
forget the one to watch Selenium together, right?
yes, 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 of course, of course.
Bro, Jordan became like a party animal, like starting sophomore year, like a low key party animal.
Yeah, a little bit, a little
Yeah.
bit. Uh that was with my like the esports
Hmm.
people. But yeah, it was a fun experience. It was the stereotype college experience, um which is it's not the worst, but I mean it's cool. Like,
Hmm.
I think my thing is like games. That's like my happy place, and that like partying and stuff like that is just like a social
Yeah.
hangout.
I 100% agree. 100%
Yeah,
agree.
I'm not like gonna freaking get wasted and like, I don't know, whatever the stereotype is, but I just want to talk to people and have fun, just relax, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like the drinking part and everything, just not part of me either.
Mm,
I'd much rather if you told me, "Oh, hey, you want to go to the club today?" I'll be like, no, I'm good, man.
yeah,
I'm
same.
just
Yeah.
gonna I'm just gonna go back home, hop on Discord, play a few games of League, and go to
Yes,
sleep.
sir. Yes,
You know,
sir. Yeah.
as much as I don't mind going to social events, if
Hmm.
like the whole group of people, whole group of homies are going, okay, I'll try it out. but I'd much rather do the opposite, the total polar opposite of that. Just chill out at home. And if we do have like a function like that, um, I'd much rather just have a close knit group of people together and just have kickbacks. That's my favorite.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Because in that way you're in a safe space
Mhm.
and you know who's around you, you know how open you can be. You just feel comfortable around those people. And just if you're just going to parties to party, man, get wasted, like I don't get it. I honestly don't. I don't get that. I don't get that rush. I don't get the point and
Yeah.
everything like that. So
Yeah, like you can ask anybody. Like literally, my perfect night of hanging out is like spending hours just playing ping pong or spike ball or whatever, and then like chilling after getting food.
yes, that's perfect. I
It's
love that so much.
Yeah,
You get so much more out of that for
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm.
I think you
Yeah.
live more in the moment. I don't know.
Oh,
The
yeah, for
thing
sure.
is, like, I've never drank before. I still haven't, and I feel like I've never really needed it because I feel
Yeah.
like I've had like you guys with me to
Yeah.
like.
You don't have to worry about it, bro.
Yeah, I don't
You're not
have to
missing out
worry.
on
I don't-
anything, man.
That's good to hear.
Because I don't drink like that anymore. I for sure had a phase in high school when that was a thing. Because then when you're a senior, when you have nothing else to do, you'd always go to the friends kickback and low key get wasted.
Mhm.
But that's all behind me now. I never liked alcohol in the first place to begin with.
Mhm.
And no underage drinking, of course, 100%. But just crazy.
I appreciate that Jordan and our group of friends, our small group of friends, like we were like, I appreciate that we were so wholesome that we never really had to push each other in freshman year to like go out and party or whatever. We were just like fine with like doing what we did, and it was great. It was a great time.
Yeah.
So Jordan, do you have for all the freshmen, sophomores, honestly, whoever is listening, whoever made it to the end, what advice do you have for them? Like to go not only like go through, their freshman year, like just like straight up, but like how can they like navigate it, especially during this time of COVID?
Wait, is this for freshmen only, or is this for
This could
anyone?
apply to anybody, but I feel like because we're talking about like freshman year specifically, I'm sure like
Oh yeah, because I
you
feel
can
like
you can
fresh.
emphasize it.
Yeah, because like I said before, I had that homie, that freshman, right? He hasn't been to school yet. He hasn't met no one, especially in the cohort. You've only seen them on Zoom. So yeah, it would be nice to just give them some advice of when they come back.
Yeah. When they come back, I guess like the most you can really do is like what, like add them on social media and stuff, right? And like kind of know them on the surface level. Like I don't know, for me, I feel like I got lucky and like found Ryan that was like just well rounded and stuff like that. And um, hmm, I feel like just joining clubs. I feel and like what you like to do, try to find that in someone else or in a group of people. Like how I like games, I join an esports club. Whatever you love to do, try to find that group of friends. I feel like friends is like, I feel like 80% of college. I feel like they help you go through a lot of stuff. The studying part just on you. Actually, not even just on you. Like I like studying with a group of people. I hate studying alone. So, I I'm studying alone, but I mean whatever. It is what it is. But friends are pretty necessary. Like once we get back, like get out there. I feel join clubs, even if you don't necessarily like it, you can still meet new people, friends that are hella kind. Like I don't know, they're just there for you. Like for example, like Ryan, like he never like really like played games, and I played hella games. Like we're kind of opposites in that department, but like we still connect really well. So that can always happen. Yeah, I joined like the esports. I joined the rock climbing. I mean, it was really fun. Um, and I don't know, just get out there. You're an SF, man. Like
So
there's a
much to
lot.
do, so many people to
Yeah,
meet.
there's a lot to do. There's a
Yes.
lot of people. Yeah.
What about you, Ryan? You have any pointers for the youngins?
Man, it's hard because I can't like I feel like all the advice I have is just like just do this, just do that, and I know it's never that easy, But
Yeah.
I will say, like, as hard as it is, like, literally just try to like meet one new person at a time. Don't be so anxious
I
about
agree.
having a huge group of friends or having multiple connections or whatever. Just like start with one person, get to know them first before you, and then hopefully through that person, maybe they'll introduce you to other people and you can branch out that way. But it always starts with initiating a conversation. It's always easy, and I think I used to do that where it was just waiting for someone else to start the conversation, waiting for someone else to say hi. But I think the best thing that you can do, especially freshman year, is to be that person to say hi first. So that's what I encourage you guys to do: be that person to say hi first.
Yeah, it's going to be part of your skill set when you become a nurse too. When you enter a patient's room, you're going to have to introduce yourself first and then
Yeah.
ask for their ID band, scan it, and ask them how they're doing. Right. So, right, I think I can say the same about that too. Just really putting yourself out there, knowing that not everyone, but a lot of people are going to be in the same boat too. Some people might be waiting for you to just say hi to them, and you won't know what type of relationship might come after that. And also adding on to what Jordan said, just try a lot of things. Join different clubs, whether or not you are from SF or if you're out of state or if you came from somewhere kind of far in state. Always try to just branch out a little bit. You'll be surprised how many different types of people you'll meet, and then you'll be surprised of all the connections you'll make with them.
Yes. And, special thank you to Jordan for coming on as our guest and helping us go down memory lane, and just talk about how everything went a couple of years ago and how we've changed as a result. Thank you.
Every lane, mid lane, top lane, bot lane, and jungle,
Yes,
right, Jordan?
sir. Yes, sir. Every lane.
Jesus
Every
Christ.
lane. I'm so sorry, Ryan. I had to put that in there,
It's
bro.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone that's made it to the end. Big props to you guys. You guys are what's driving us to keep doing these podcasts. And like Ryan said, we just give so much thanks to Jordan. He's a very close friend of ours, and we always love to have him on this podcast. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed watching. Have any ending words for everyone, Ryan?
I hope everyone had a great spring break and is ready for the second half of this.
We on that grind, baby. We on that
go.
grind. Any last words, Jordan, before we close off?
Add my league IGN biggest jungle diff.
How about you, Alice?
I'm good,
Last
man.
words?
I'm just happy that we got to talk about this. It's a really important thing to talk about. Just getting to this point means a lot to me, and I know for sure it means a lot to you guys. Like from that picture, for sure. Like I can show you guys some of my pictures too. We've for sure grown a bunch and everything. So
yeah. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.
We will see you guys soon. Do not worry.
Thank
All
you.
right. Deuces, everyone.